Welcome to another exciting episode of the Extraordinary Men Weekend Edition. This is our morning
Yes,
version of our show
sir.
that we introduce every single Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you guys for joining in. Thank you for those who come in religiously or in passing. We appreciate every single view that we get. Currently, we are at 120 subscribers. I'd like to thank anybody and everybody who's taking the time to click a link, to like, to share, to comment, to be involved in the conversation. Your time, your energy is definitely very well appreciated, and we look forward to providing more content for you guys in the near future. So for this weekend edition, you have myself, Mike Jones, aka Phil Jones, or whatever you know me as personally, professionally, and we have none other than introduce yourself.
Michael, Midas, Merritt, King of the Nerds himself.
I'm trying to do the wacky wavy hands like the car dealership. That isn't working. Well, no, that ain't going too well. I'm gonna leave that alone, man.
Somebody out there is going to find that entertaining.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yes,
Look,
sir. Yes, sir.
right now we're still working on getting intros and formalities and stuff like that together. We don't like being too boring and monotonous if we can avoid it. But sometimes a little consistency goes a long way.
Absolutely.
All right, so we want to open up with something a little bit unconventional, if I shall. Midas, go
So,
ahead and take us away.
all right. So today, I want to open up with kind of like a little bit of tech news of what's going on, uh, the top stock market movers, the top crypto movers, and what's going on in gaming. So right now, dun dun dun. Welcome to the Extraordinary Men News Network. So, in latest news and latest tech news, we have Chinese billionaire Jack Ma, who is also the owner of Alibaba.com, is relinquishing his control over the Ant Group, which is a fintech giant in China. We also have Wisconsin governor plans to ban TikTok from state government owned devices. That is very interesting. And I really would like to know the reasoning behind that. Is that some type of breach of information or something like that? But all government devices will be banned. That's very interesting. And later news, Tesla is slashing their prices heavily in China. So I'm not sure if you guys have any Tesla stock. I personally sold all mine. This is not advice, but I, just let you know what I got going on in my portfolio. I did sell all mine. Google is actually in a lawsuit right now with India's Supreme Court for Android's antitrust rulings. We also have Germany is getting involved with Elon Musk with Twitter on their disinformation policies. So that's interesting. And I would like to see the outcome of that too, because that might swell over into the United States policy as well. So it's interesting to see how that plays out. And last but not least is Qualcomm. And if you don't know who Qualcomm is one of the world's largest telecommunication companies pretty much ever. Uh, and they're partnering with Iridium to bring satellite based messaging to Android phones. That is also interesting. I personally believe that every phone at this point should basically be a satellite phone. The tower just seems like such outdated technology, and we should be able to make a phone call literally from anywhere. Whether we in the desert or whether we in, Chicago, it does not matter. It should be able to talk to a satellite anywhere. We should be able to make a phone call, and a lot of lives will be saved because of that. All right, moving over into the stock market. So our top three movers today, we have SWVL Holdings, 37% gain. We have PTP Petros. This is a pharmaceutical company. They have a 36.91% gain. And then we have ADTX Addicts, and they also have a 36.84% gain. So check out these companies. These companies may be something you may like to add to your portfolio. Check them out. Read up on them. See what the company has going on. Make sure that you check last year's numbers before you start making any decisions. I actually would say take a look at the last 5. Again, this is not advice. This is just tips. And our top crypto movers today, we have Synthetics with a 10.41% gain. We have Little Dow, which has a 10.23% gain. And we have Decentraland, which I'm not surprised about that. Decentraland is killing it with a 9.87% gain today. And last but not least, in gaming, if you have not checked out the brand new Sonic Frontiers, I don't know what you are doing with your life. This is the most fantastic game of the whole entire Sonic franchise that I have ever played. The graphics is just crazy. The gameplay is crazy. This is an open world adventure game. So now Sonic actually is moving around the world 3D, interacting with different objects and fighting a whole entirely brand new line of villains. The game is just amazing. I'm blown away by it. I mean, the way that they even open the game is just out the gate crazy. But I would say right now, hands down, that is the best game on the market right now. Over to you, Jones.
Now, thank you, Skip. Now, for what it's worth, why did you feel like adding an addition like this? Why did you feel like that was so important to throw into the mixture this go round rather than going through traditional means?
I wanted to give people just a different uh outlet and outlook on what they think of the extraordinary men, because we do talk about a lot of various serious topics. I mean, we do have a lot of fun in the process, but I want to give our audience something different that they can look into. We're not just uh we're not all just business, we're not all just serious all the time. And I thought that this would have been something very interesting and fun and something different to add to the pot for our listeners, to give them something else to enjoy and give them another reason to keep coming back as well and listening to what we have to offer.
Well, you guys should know by now, like most things, if you guys are enjoying the things that you receive from us and it's something that you want to see us continue or something that you want to see amended, obviously we are servants of the crowd. So therefore, you guys let us know how you guys are enjoying it. I'm sure you are enjoying it or you will enjoy it over time. However, we definitely want to know your feedback from that. So
Absolutely.
it is Saturday. What is today's date? It is
8,
7.
right?
One
That's 1
7.
7.
Yep.
Oh,
It's 1-7 already.
an individual has a birthday today.
That is true. That is true. Now this goes without saying. Somebody born there today, B.
Word. Happy birthday to everybody born on the 7th. Happy birthday.
You know, I actually want to talk about something. I really want to think about this. When you start thinking about significance, yo,
What's going on, Mikey? Mikey, what's
the
going on?
name is Mikey. What's going on? What's going on? You know, I was having a conversation not too long ago with just some random people. And one of
Hmm.
the things that they were asking was the fact that why is it that it seems like men and women are having such a hard time getting along nowadays? If you let social media judge or social media be the judge, it would appear that we are having a very, very, very hard time associating ourselves with one another. Do you think that this is really a social media thing, or do you think it's something that's actually reflective of what real life has turned into?
I definitely believe that it's a social media thing for sure because social media has the biggest stronghold over the people and has the biggest capability of being able to control the narrative of individuals. I mean, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, all these huge major platforms, and then you have all these governmental agencies that pretty much have these big tech companies in their pocket and push a specific type of agenda or narrative for what they're trying to get their point across and things of that nature. So yeah, it definitely takes a toll, and I think battle of the sexes is being pushed in the forefront these days.
One of the things that I was looking at is the term life mimics art. You ever heard that
life makes
terminology?
life
Life,
makes art.
life mimics art.
Oh, life mimics art.
Yeah, it's like actually, I like playing with real information. So look up that term.
Life mimics art. I personally would think that was the opposite. I would think art mimics life.
I think that's the point.
The human construct of men has been watered down to the point of people not understanding social norms that affects communications. That is true. And to your point, Mikey, the number one way that people are meeting now and finding dates and finding romance and all that now is dating apps. This is the number one way that we are meeting people now. So when you have these barriers in place to where it's superficial, like everything is swipe left, swipe right, and you can even look up the statistics on this as well, where you have 80% of women are pretty much disliking like a majority of all the men who could be honest to God nice catches. And it's all based on, well, according to the apps, it's all based on looks, that first picture, that first impression. If they don't like that picture, then they draw this whole entire conclusion and story about you just based off a picture. Absolutely. Social credit as well. Yep.
The one thing that I was gonna say, um, according to according to what I just looked up, let me go ahead and share my screen. And this is just random statistic as far as dating apps are concerned. So according to this, it says that 19% of internet users are currently using an online dating platform. In a recent study, 19% of internet users in the United States claimed they were currently using an online dating app or platform. Even more interesting, a further 27% of participants claimed to have used an online dating app in the past. Hey, first and foremost, don't be disrespecting my screen. People stare at a 4x4 cubicle all day long and then want to criticize my tiny screen. You cut it out there, mister. You cut it out right now. No, but on a serious note, there's a lot of the situation that when I look at it, is like I do feel that we've gotten increasingly more distant from each other. Not even just on a dating scale, but just in our overall interactions. It's like it appears that it is become more alien. And you ask people, somebody will tell you, "Oh, well, it's an additional filter or an additional layer of protection." And I'm like, I don't think it really is. I think that is actually an additional means of lying. It's an additional means of creating a superficiality.
Yes. Yes. It definitely is. Just like, the pizza man, no longer, unless you say it's okay on the app or when you call in and you tell them it's okay, they just leave it right there in your step. Ding dong and walk away. You know what I'm saying? Like nothing is personable anymore. We already see it happening in the supermarkets with the self checkout, units and all that. Like you don't see nobody in there at the checkout lines ringing people out. So now there's no one there to talk to. You got a person standing there watching over the machines for self checkout, but then they bouncing back and forth for things of that nature. You never get that actual, real, true human interaction, that full fulfillment of a shopping experience. You just don't get that no more.
Well,
They got a
I,
gas station. Oh,
good.
go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
They got a gas station. If I'm not mistaken, it's in Florida. If it's not in Florida, maybe Virginia. It's one of them two states. But the gas station is all vending machines. The pumps are already automated. You can just swipe your credit card. That's ready. That's already there in place. But then on the inside, there are zero employees. Everything is all vending machine. You have an issue, you call a number. The vending machines and all that get restocked by the companies that supply the chips and the cookies, and the vendors supply all that. No employees. They
It's
may have
actually Memphis, Tennessee.
appreciated. And so they got one employee, and it's probably not an actual employee. It could be another company that they hire that'll drive around and clean up all the trash and clean the bathrooms and things of that nature once a day.
So that comment it says all aspects of life can be conducted at home, and human interaction no longer has importance. That has led to coping mechanism diminishing. I would argue that it's led to massive weight gain. I mean,
Absolutely.
I say it's led to social anxieties. I mean, obviously, this led to the decline of various industries. I mean, it's a myriad of different effects that we've seen, which has which this rise in interaction is like the value that you have in people sometimes is predicated off of how things appear outwardly rather than how they are. Like for instance, if I was to go buy a new car today, somebody will look at that car and the last thing to come to their mind will be, hey, how'd you get that? Because the real story is over the course of the last 5, 10 years, I've honed in on a specific skill set to work myself up to earn enough money to be able to clear out debt or pay off credit cards or whatever the situation may be and save up a sizable down payment to go and buy the car that I always wanted. To the outside looking in, the second that I take a picture of that car and I post it on social media, somebody immediately is thinking to themselves like their life is less than because they can't just go and buy a car today.
Absolutely. I agree with that.
That's not understanding
What
that.
what you think about his comment? The coping mechanisms, not understanding the ebb and flow of communication.
I won't just say coping mechanisms specifically. I mean, I'll say that it plays a part, but it's not the solitary answer. I mean, I think at this point in time, there is a grand scale coddling that is taking place that won't allow regular people to see the value in regular people. So they put their faith in things and into social constructs and ideas that don't have any real relevance or aren't rooted in a whole lot of reality. I do think
I
that
think so.
to his point, I do think that there is a lot more dependency on momentary satisfaction that we are like. I remember we were talking. I think we were talking about the minimalism documentary that's on Netflix,
Yeah, yeah.
and just how much stuff people have. Like it's like, oh, well, I bought this off Amazon, and you get that momentary endorphin, and then you realize that 6 months later you don't even use the thing anymore. It doesn't even hold any real value or relevance to you anymore. Somebody passes away.
Anymore, yeah.
Yeah, somebody passes away. You go in the house, and now we're rummaging through all that stuff to try to find something of value. But then realistically, majority of it you either end up giving away or you end up selling or whatever have you because it's just stuff. It's just a
Right.
massive circulation of meaningless items that you filled your life with. Most important things that you're going to hold on to probably going to be the pictures of your loved ones, old documents, things things that have some sort of value and passing down over the years. But I mean, that's pretty much it.
I mean, you said something that kind of really like struck a chord where you said that they're devaluing or people no longer see the value in regular people anymore. And I think, let's flip that on. Let's go into the dating market where the average being an average guy, an average earner is now a dirty word. The word average is now dirty. You are less than at average. I want to talk about that. What do you
I
think
mean,
about that?
Oh,
I mean,
good morning, fellas.
Good morning, man. Glad you made it,
morning,
man.
morning.
Man, bro, got up. I was up trying to put this thing together last night, man, to start this little business thing. Crazy, but it's always been like that, bro. If you really think about it, a C is C's. See what I'm saying? Average. We not cool with C's in this house. Never was. We've always been told we're supposed to be better than that, especially because we're black. We have to try harder, be higher, run faster than everybody else in order just to get an average fair shot. You didn't win the tournament. You didn't get a trophy when we were coming up. Now they got participation trophies. You make you feel like a winner.
Yeah, ribbons and all that. Yeah.
No, you're supposed to eat that loss, but no, now you get a trophy anyway. So it's like the new bad word as it comes to earned income. Yeah. However, average income in America and average income for a man and black man, especially, all of those things are different. So to me, an average income year, you making $50K a year, you're living okay. She's like, now if you're making $50K a year and you got kids and all of this, I seem a little less than an average salary now, isn't it? But if it's just you, fit on vacation every year, 2-3 times if you want to, and taking care of all your bills. That's not an average lifestyle, but it's an average income. And what people are really are meaning, they're just not intelligent enough to put shit together. Come with it. I was just saying, there's a group of people here who honestly believe they don't need nobody on earth. Gotta be the dumbest thing in life. You know what I mean? And that is not average. That's not what everybody's thinking and how they move. Because high value is now the key word.
Right.
You can't be high value if you're average. Does that make sense?
But what a lot is going on to your point on a lot of high value is that the average is thinking that they deserve high value or that they've earned high value, and they as average as they come.
Hey, you are 100% correct.
There's not enough makeup in the world to make you. You know what I'm saying?
They can buy that August Alsina face cream all they want, my boy. It's not going to be. How about low value? It's starting to overvalue. See, you got a group of people who they're supposed to get. We call them entitled. They're supposed to have, and there is nothing that they're supposed to ever have to do for it. They just believe because they deserve this. And that is delusion. It's out of control. Tell me that, hey, I know I have nothing. I know I'm willing to ask me to do. I know that I'm about to cause hell problems for you. But hey, I'm the prize. Okay? So no matter how much value, I'm the prize. So you can be high value, I could be average present. That just means I ain't rap right, whatever you want to hear. At the end of the day, though, and that's what they believe. So how can you convince somebody that honestly believes they're in it?
Well,
That they
it's
need.
kind of going to be hard to undo that because it's going to be real hard to undo that because when you have these Disney movies, you know, where the prince comes and slays a giant dragon for a girl that he's never met, ain't slept with, don't know her personality, nothing, but I'm finna go slay this dragon for her. And a lot of individuals think that that's how it is for real in life.
Well, it
When
was
every movie every movie it's always, you know what I'm saying, you get the girl at the end of the movie, you know, like
right.
it's been embedded
Well,
in
yeah,
our society.
because here it is, men, we always worked for our women. We've always put in effort, time, and we've always been known to protect our women in those movies. Guess what they're not doing? They're not the man that came to save them from the dragon. They're marrying him. Okay? And cussing him out. He didn't get ate by the dragon because he told her to move out the way and she acted. You see what I'm saying? If anything, the dragon was about to kill him. She picked up the sword, stabbed him in the back. It's that part that they leave off. But also, it's hard to reverse out here. Simp Crowd 101, who are convincing these women that just to try to hit. Just to try to hit. This beautiful thing on earth. Just do this, motherfucker. Yes, you are right. Fuck, you should never have to do this. Something wrong with our men because they're the leaders, and it's because of the leaders. And then you got people in there really going, hell yeah, hell yeah. But all these, everybody's looking for a reason to be right. So if you're gonna
And the flip side of
them
that, Mar, and the flip side of that too, you know, to add a little more sauce to the ribs, you got these guys that really do look like Greek mythological gods. You know what I'm saying? They handsome as shit. You know what I'm saying? They chisel, and they come down out of the clouds, and they messing with the 3s and 4s and 5s, and now these 3, 4s, and 5s are literally delusional because they think because this 10 or this 9 or this 10 came down and you know what I'm saying, slept around with you, whatever, that's your level now.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say I think that I think I do all right, and I have stepped out of my comfort zone in a delusional state of mind. Like, you know what, the I figured out the prettier she is, and the more likely she is to be on bullshit. And then I
Now
found
you want ribs now.
because you know that this girl that has these pretty single day, they're offering her shit every single day. As soon as the offer's good enough, she got little ugly over here. Boy, don't nobody want your ass but me. We good. Don't nobody want you but me. Come sit down. Let's chill. And because of what you just said, it hyped their head up to the point where they start believing that they bigger than you. And now you got another delusional one running around who's gonna be alone forever because of you. Man. Yes, bad boy.
So I just think that everybody kind of should stay in they lane, and I think that might be part of trying to fix whatever problem is going on with this tension between men and women. Like I think that You know, the 8s, 9s, and 10s. You know what I'm saying? You need to play on your court. You know, the 6 and 7s. You need to play on your court, and then 5 and below, you need to play on your court. And that's, you know, that may sound bad or superficial or whatever you want to call it. I'm definitely not being misogynistic, anything like that. But I'm just being, you know, real. You know what I'm saying? Like just
Don't say
it's we live in reality. You know what I'm
there you go.
saying?
Don't get that, and that's a major thing. Because people are settling, but in the eye of the beholder, they say all of that. I know a dude right now who this girl in the world, like Beyonce, and the chick is like 350. We got a guy like 120 pounds wet, and the boy like nothing less than 300 pounds, bro. Shit, that's his shit. He will not date a girl less than 300 pounds. So we have a lot of that going on too, and making people feel like that's normal, and it ain't. We have to introduce some new norms. I would say a 7 and above. If you're a 7 and higher, that means the dudes are hollering at you on a regular basis. That means above average, because you have to look at it like this. 5 is bare minimum.
Well, 6. I mean, even a 6 will get talked to at least, or should at least once a day, because you're above average.
Right. A 5 or a 6 means you're not ugly. So if you put some answers on, you can make yourself look like an adjustable 6 or 7.
Well, then let me adjust my bracket then. So we'll say 5 to 7 is that bracket, and then 8 to 10 is that bracket, and then 4 and below. But see, a 4, if she take care of herself and her attitude is right, or his attitude is right, and they are conducting themselves well, they can be a passable 6 just based off their attitude and their body type. They can be an adjustable 6.
See, I'm gonna tell you the truth, and I'm gonna ask you this. I'm gonna ask, and I see why Kevin Samuels said you can't say 7, because 7's right in the mix.
Everybody would be 7.
Everybody gotta say 7. We're not gonna go with 7. But this is what I'm gonna say with y'all. You meet a girl who's a 5, but she has a fucking personality. She's willing to build this motherfucking empire. She fucking listens. She don't give you none of that extra shit. She don't think she bigger than you. She don't try to fight you. She really be your woman and do the shit.
And she in it for real. She can easily be a 7.5.
She can get to the day. If she doing everything you need her to do, she's the one following your leadership, and she's doing what she's supposed to. That 6 will get married. That 5 will get married. Hell, you a 3 with it. Now flip that around. If you got a 10, but you'll still fight for that 10 longer than you'll put up with the bullshit. Ain't that something?
That's true. That's true.
Just because that relationship, you'll stay there. You'll put up with way more bullshit. Because as soon as an ugly motherfucker sneeze wrong, you be like, what? Oh, I ain't got to deal with it. Not wiping your mouth, bitch. Something wrong with you. Get the fuck up out of here. See what I'm saying? Versus this nigga be snot on her face. She'll be like, damn, girl, that used to crazy. You should wipe your face off. You see what I'm saying?
I think there's
they have to see what they bring to as far as bringing to a table. We're not talking monetary value in somebody's life. Me, just as a friend, and I come in somebody's life, I fucking change. Look at my girl now. Like everything I did as soon as I got with her as a friend, everybody who come through. Look at everything that I can do in my power to better us, I will. That part is like, you know, what is your value?
Right. So the purpose of, I guess, the scale, and we're not finna act like men and women both don't have their own scales, but the scale is for a general across the board consensus that the majority can come together and agree on. That's what these numbers are. Of course, I may think a chick is a 6. You may think she a 8. Of course that. But across the board, just on a basic general scale that everybody can agree to, that's what we're talking about.
You know what? And
And
just
she may be an 8 to you. She may be an 8 to you because, you know what I'm saying, you talking to her, and you
exactly.
you like her personality because now she went from a 6. She got a banging body. She ain't, you know what I'm saying, she not stack, but she nice and fit. She healthy. She got a nice rump, you know what I'm saying, whatever. She decent, and her attitude and everything else about her personality, everything is fantastic. She could be an 8 to you.
Well, here you go. The way that we did the scale, we took personalities out of it. Off of their looks. You don't know their personalities. That's why Kevin Samuels always said, looks only. You take the body, you rate the body, then you rate
Hmm.
the face. Together the number. If a girl got a 10 body and a 3 face, then that makes her a fucking by 2, which makes her 6 adjustable,
Right.
and she's still going to body. See, that's the whole thing. You could be shot in the face. You could be a 0 in the face, a 10 in the body, and she'll still come out as average because her body is, they still going, and her head's still gonna be this big because she's still gonna think that, you know. I know some really really ugly people that think that they are it. All of that extra shit. So, like, you take somebody, take Kelly Rowland, take any of them. You rate them, you're gonna rate their body like, all right, them ones are gonna come out 7, 8, 9, 10. Amongst most 99% that rate them girls are gonna rate them between 8s, 9s, and 10s.
I appreciate you stopping in, Mikey. Thank you. Pleasure having you, man.
Always, he definitely always coming in, looking out. So it's a thing, man. It really is a thing. Like, the thing is to get people to live into reality. That's image consultants. Like, live in reality. G. Let's just be reality for 1 second before it don't exist. The dudes y'all asking for exist in like the lower than 1%, even if they make less than 1% money because of the standards. And then what you're asking for, you don't have enough money for. You can't buy that shit. You know what I mean? Y'all get what I mean by that? Like, dude, if you walk into a Walmart and you see you got the money for it, you can't buy that. If you a fucking adjustable 3 in this room with a 10, you can't buy that. So you either have to come up in your head with reasons why it ain't that. It just fucks us all up at the end, man. Who cares, man? It's like people would rather rise than to work truth. Does that make sense? I will be
Yeah,
happy.
I think that's the push.
Right.
I really believe that's the push to where, they want us to remain the same as far as traditional, but I think that they want the level of simpery to increase.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that's, you know what I'm saying, men and women are, because you do got men that's perfectly fine with the simpery and they on board with that. You know what I'm saying? Just spend it on her. Just Just lay your coat down over the mud puddle and let her, you know what I'm saying? And that's fine, but you know, since she got to deserve that, and I think
There you go.
that it's being pushed into we need to just, you know what I'm saying, be more open and friendly with our wallet. I
Yeah,
think
it's
that's the push. I don't
women,
think that it's go ahead.
even if they, so it's now looked at as the bare minimum because it's being pushed to these women that they deserve it, no matter to these women that they deserve to be treated like a queen, even if they act, they deserve to be their queens just because they're fucking black. They believe just like they believe you should have all rights to children just because you're the mother. But no, like clearly, it don't go like that. So you know, when you got a society that has pushed it to honestly believe that they are worth this, even without having it. That's the bare minimum now. Bare minimum means you got to be a man that can provide for a whole family that he probably ain't even make, and then this other shit, and then you have to take the bullshit behind it. And what do you get in return? Well, I'm giving you. I'm your girlfriend. You can call me your girlfriend. Isn't
Right.
that fair, guys?
Thumbs up.
That's a great deal.
What you think, Mike?
Like a bad.
With all honesty, I feel like, you know, as pertaining to the conversation that we started off with, that illusion has led to a lot of people's warped thoughts, but more so than just the illusion. Like, if you have to be a little bit more specific about the illusion, it's the fact that the perks that a certain class of people were getting, another class of people felt like, well, if they can get it, I can get it. And when people started giving in, i.e., guys started saying, oh, well, I'm going to do this for you down here, it started tainting the pool. Because now that this group of women have put themselves in a situation where they demand more and will give less, people start giving it up. Why? Because the woman itself is the kryptonite. So what you ultimately turn around and do is you muddy the water by, how do I say this appropriately? You muddy the water by pacifying substandard behavior, substandard looks, substandard everything. You allow, like, there was no pushback when the fight or crusade that went up against men in the first place. There was no pushback. A lot of times you saw men. Right, let's look at it like this, because it's just too much, it's just too vast as far as what could have happened or what did happen. Like this, if you even look at TV, and it, like, goes back to like that life mimics art type situation. Now you remember you had, I don't know if you remember that old TV show used to come on TBS called Rock. Y'all remember that show, Garbage Man?
Nah, man, I don't.
Okay, so
I'm
do
finna
you
look it up though.
remember, just think back in the time frame to where you had the competent father in sitcoms, Full House, Family Matters. Think about when the imagery of the competent father started to vanish. When the Homer Simpson
Oh,
started
I
to
do
become.
remember this. Okay.
So think about when the Homer Simpson and the Peter Griffin started to become the norm. When the goofy dad and the mom is like
The hot wife and the fat husband.
something along those lines. It's just like just think about as the shift started to come into play to where the husband was like they said the wife was running the show, the son is stupid, the women are smart, the husband is stupid, the wife is. It's like you think about it in sense of like let's say like a married with children. Al Bundy, he was a loser.
Yeah, he was a failing shoe salesman.
You know, you start
I mean,
thinking about
Married with Children, with Al Bundy. Daddy sit there, get drunk, work at the shoe factory all day, and then wife take his money. And it's funny. Ha 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 ha. You know, talk about how he no action. I ain't seen that thing in this long, and ha 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 ha.
The
Always,
the in-house prostitute.
yeah, it's always been that. You know what I mean? I'm a husband and a wife that put up with him. Because, though, you have to look at and why it would be because back in those days, women stayed, they needed fun stuff to watch. You didn't hear her arguing with her husband about how he shouldn't be out all day or how he sit on the couch and watch the game too. What you heard was her begging for money from her husband. He'd give to her or she it was funny. Yeah, those were women sitting at home, being wives, cleaning house like that, needing entertainment.
well,
So
let me close.
at that time, entertaining to them.
Well, let me close out my point because you kind of making my point. I just want to close that thought real quick. When you looked at the stories, what was on TV, the General Hospitals, the Days of Our Lives, the rich boys played, and the women gave the act right. Then over here, the incompetent dude did all the work and was never appreciated, was always made fun of, was treated less than. That's why I had brought up the concept of life mimics art. We saw it happening in real time and being fed to us in cinema. And then now in our generation, we're actually living and having conversations about the fact that you need to work on your status. You need to do this. You need to do that because to have the perk of being able to do this, that, and the third, or be on the food chain for said benefits, you have to have this and you have to have that. If you're not this or not that, then you don't get these options. We watched it happen in real time. It happened literally in our generation to where we saw the cultural shift to where we became wallets. Like the playboys were the dudes who had access to the money. You can't be a playboy and be broke.
You know what, Mike? To your point, and even speaking about Al Bundy, if you remember the during the opening credits of the show, Al was sitting on the couch, and then
Wallet man.
Peggy would come in. Here you go. The daughter would come in. Here you go. His son would come in. Here you go. Even the dog came in. The dog got money. You know, so yeah, you right.
And he gave it all out to everybody else and left him with nothing. And that was
You see, and the thing is that even in a comedic way, it's supposed to say that success is giving to death. That you get up and you go work and you miserable every single day for other people to benefit from it. And you supposed to be satisfied with just being able to come home to your bed and your TV. The subtle luxuries. Because I mean, like realistically, you can almost argue that Extraordinary Man is his own version of No Man. Because that need for something like y'all on the video game playing the Apex is No Man. Realistically, it's just a modern version of. Because at some point in time, you have to have something to do to
Yeah, I do
maintain your
remember.
sanity to prevent you from really dealing with the true reality of the situations that you face every day. That because you're not so far above the financial totem pole to where you're exempt from certain things, but you're not so far up the financial totem pole to where if somebody took you for everything that you're worth, that you're gonna lose majorly. Everybody can still bounce back if we got robbed this go around. We all at the age to where if somebody took us for everything, we can still get back on our feet. We still in a very competitive age and time of our lives now. A lot of people that got for their fortunes, like man, matter of fact, let's do a little experiment real quick. Average age of divorced Americans.
So I'm on Apple TV right now. Sidebar. They got a show called "All the Fearless Soccer Fans in Iran Are Protesting the Policy from Stadiums."
What does that entail?
So, it's just so I haven't watched it yet. I just turned on the TV. I was gonna tomorrow, but I saw this, and basically they banned women from games in Iran and in other countries. Let's get this shit straight.
Okay.
We're only fucking shit with women. Don't nobody else do this shit. It's just us. You go your ass over, ain't gonna like you. Why you think they don't like American women in the other countries? Because they show family. They not worth half of what one bitch from another country is. Over here, knowing what life's supposed to be, knowing what it could
Well, somebody
be.
brought up, and it could have been Pearly Things actually, where she was saying that all the guys, on that passport bro movement, they going over there to find wives. But how is it
Yes,
that nobody over there is coming over here trying to
that
find
was
wives?
Pearl, and
You know what I'm saying? That should be telling. That should be telling right there.
Bro, Google it. The American woman is the most unwanted woman on the planet. When they did a poll of men in every country to say if you could pick a woman from any country, well, the United States was like almost second to last or some shit. Last. Oh no, I think we was last and Britain was right before, something like that. But somebody deal with this shit, bro. Step up. We got women in the military getting our military people. They don't play that shit. They don't play that shit nowhere. Other countries, they go string your ass up. You wild out and fuck the family up, boy. It's your family name. Your dad is gonna kill you behind that shit.
Yeah, you'll be beheaded.
You been put in the bed. They don't play
Or
like that.
dismissed.
I find.
Or what do you
They run.
emancipated or something from something like that?
Yeah,
You're
look,
forced to
no,
fend
they
for yourself.
no, they will literally kill you in a lot of parts. You cannot disrespect. Go out here and get pregnant or something out of wedlock. Gee, yes, they will either ban you, means the entire town looks at you as the prostitute now. So you can't, but you don't like you. You don't have a name no more. If a man does something to disrespect the family, they take his name. You are no man. You are nothing. You see what I'm saying? Which is well, but for these women, they don't play that shit overseas, bro. Where Africa? Everybody wants to be in Africa. Take your ass to Africa as a woman without the fuck happened to you. I got a homie that actually works at the church across here. Her and her homegirl, because they didn't have men, they got disrespected every corner they was in Africa. She said she didn't even get out of the airport because as soon as she landed, automatically she was a drug mule. They pulled her to the back and strip searched her with machine guns. Like black chick thought that she was finna go with her natural, and now they gonna love you. All right, they don't play that shit. Then they found out she didn't have no dude. They told her to because it ain't safe. Because women are not allowed to walk through like that. It's like breathe, go anywhere, dude. When I was in the Dominican out, the people who was getting treated bad by security and getting searched extra shit, women that did not have men with them, because you have to see it. Because now we have to look at you. Something wrong with you. Because I believe in the first shit that the women should have choices in who they marry. But I believe that the first way it was with arranged men. Now, I believe that it's the father's job to find someone to give his job in him for his daughter to marry. I mean, if they want to come to an agreement on it, that's fine. But we always knew that if you give them the opportunity to sleep with who they want to go make bad decisions, and guess what? They fucking did. Now we got a bunch of baby mamas and no wives. Versus a time where, I wasn't able to choose my husband. They choose them. They stayed together. The divorce rate
arranged marriages have an above 90% success.
Exactly. They stay to these decisions we make. Black people got
a real quick, Mar.
Ain't it 80%? Somebody tell me if I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure it's 80%. Black people got an 80% divorce rate.
Yeah, and it's 90% if she's college educated. Can you expound on that, Mikey?
Say that one more time and say it again.
It's 90% if she's college educated.
90. I get a girl that has a degree. There's 90% chance she's gonna divorce me.
Correct.
Dude. Wow.
According to the stats. Yes.
I mean, the stats is everything.
Can you expound on that, Mikey? Other countries demand diminutive women. Can you expound on that? Like I kind of think the direction that you're going with that, but I just want to make sure.
Well, while he do that, I'm gonna tell you, that just blew my mind.
Okay, yeah, you did go a different direction. So I was thinking that you were speaking on a level of weight, because that usually means small, like extremely small. I was thinking you was going more on the level of, fit and healthy. But you are, but that's also correct as well. You're right, though. You're right. I thought you were going a different direction. So it's been about an hour. Gentlemen, I appreciate you sticking it out with us today, Mikey, man. Much appreciated. Marv, definitely appreciate you jumping today, man. Much love. You brought a lot of content, and a lot of different, different views and everything. And I really appreciate it, man. Mike, as always, appreciate you, putting these up, man, and keeping it pushing. I know that you got, some rest that you need to get, but man, definitely appreciate you still pushing and trying to, make this thing become bigger. So
we definitely will. This is going to be a major movement.
So with that being said, as always, we are looking for our first 1,000 subscribers. We are now up to 120. So appreciate those 120 wholeheartedly. Thank you so much. Please keep tuning in and sharing our content, liking our content, and letting the world know that the extraordinary men exist. Again, we have Tuesdays and Fridays. We go live. Tuesday is 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Saturdays are 10 a.m. Central Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Fridays, we are back on Clubhouse. We've been back on Clubhouse for the past 3 weeks, but we have over a year's worth of content there for you guys. So please go back and tune in and catch up on everything that we've been discussing. And every other Sunday, we do a pre-record. And those will usually get released in about a week or so. Please check out our last live podcast, which is episode 6, the gas station theory, and also check out yesterday's, which was the 6th, January 6th, 2023. Make sure you check out the Clubhouse, where that was the expanded show, the expansion show, talking about the gas station theory. And we also had Kadeem on that one, where we got a whole different set of. No, you was there, Marvin, right? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, I'm sorry, Marvin was there, and we got a whole different set of views and everything. Fantastic views, and it really opened up a lot of conversation over there. So please tune in to that. We also expanded on things to look for, red flags, on how to that you're inside the gas station theory cycle and how to break out of it. So with that being said, man, thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell, and we'll see you on the next one.
Definitely.